Hey guys, Corey with Palmetto Battery Pros. Today we are going to do a lithium conversion on this 48 volt 30-inch blade RM300E Ryobi lawnmower. So stick around and we'll go through it step by step. We are going to be installing a single 51.2 volt 30 amp hour lithium battery and installation kit by Epoch Batteries. This is the Epoch 51.2 volt 30 amp hour lithium battery. It has an on-off button, communication ports, and dual terminal post. It weighs 33 pounds and is the same size of a traditional lead-acid golf cart battery. This is the 15 amp onboard charger that we will be mounting on the vehicle. Epoch Batteries provides a NOCO AC port replacement for activating the onboard charger. This is the battery monitoring screen and wiring harness. Epoch provides a 12 volt voltage reducer to supply power to the battery monitor display, along with wire connectors for easy installation. And lastly, the communication resistor. To begin, we need to remove the seat and trim. Lift the seat and disconnect the seat sensor here. Next, using a 13 and 14 millimeter wrench, go ahead and remove the two seat bolts. Remove the 4 mounting screws for the instrument panel. Go ahead and start removing the trim panels by removing the screws. You will need to remove the instrument panel side, the front panel, the rear panel, and lastly, the top panel. To finalize removing the main top panel, you will need to disconnect the blue charger lockout wire, the gray temperature sensor wire, and lastly, disconnect the main charging cables from the old charge receptacle. Now we are ready to remove the old failing lead-acid batteries. Use your Phillips head to remove the charger lockout box and retain. Unscrew the main cable hold downs, unplug the main cables, and remove the solenoid cover. Use a 13 millimeter socket to remove the hold down bar bolt. Remove the hold down bar with the plastic covers and discard. Using a 10 millimeter socket, remove the terminal hardware and battery cables. Once free, remove and properly discard the 4 old lead-acid batteries. Now we are going to modify the tray a little bit. First, we're going to cut a piece of plastic board to fit inside the rear compartment. This will create a proper mounting area for our charger and voltage reducer. To allow the Epoch battery to sit down in the battery tray properly, we will use a grinder to cut out this center ridge of the battery tray. This will create a perfect amount of space for the Epoch battery. These are the vehicle's main battery cables. The eyelets are too small to fit on the Epoch battery's terminals. The main negative cable is difficult to replace, so we are going to remove the eyelets and replace with larger eyelets. I also recommend capping any exposed wiring that will not be used. Here is the charger lockout. We need to bypass this switch for vehicle operation. Cut the blue wire close to the receptacle. You should be able to put an eyelet on the end and have enough wire to reach the battery's terminals. We are going to secure the blue wire to the positive post on the Epoch battery. This wire needs 48 volts for vehicle operation. Go ahead and take a photo of the instrument panel connections and then disconnect everything. Remove the closest button to the battery display. Then you can go ahead and disconnect and remove the display itself. The Epoch battery monitoring display is larger than the existing hole, so we will need to enlarge it. I recommend using a piece of wood. Make sure to secure the panel to the wood. For this one, we created a hole, then used the hole saw to drill through the back side of the panel. Once you have properly widened the hole, insert the Epoch Batteries dash-mounted state of charge meter. Secure the meter to the panel with the provided U-bracket and nuts. Plug the state of charge meter wiring harness into the back of the meter and route the other end of the harness into the battery compartment. Now go ahead and set the battery in the forward section of the battery tray with the terminals facing the rear of the vehicle. You can use a zip tie or ratchet strap to secure it to the battery compartment. At this point, go ahead and install the rest of the installation kit so we can hook everything up to the battery at once. Use self-tapping screws to secure the 15 amp onboard charger and the 12 volt voltage reducer down to the plastic board. Route and secure the wiring harnesses to the vehicle's frame. Strip some wire back on all 4 wire ends of the 12 volt reducer. You will need to cut the eyelets off the state of charge meter wiring harness, strip the ends back, and plug them into the wire connector. Plug the yellow and black wires into the wire connector. The yellow and black wires are the 12 volt supply that will power the dash-mounted state of charge meter. Plug the red and black wires into the provided wire connectors. You will need to use 12 gauge wire with eyelets to create a positive and negative wire that will run from the connector to the battery's terminals. This will supply the 12 volt reducer with 48 volts. Route the state of charge meter wiring harness end to the battery. Identify either communication port, plug in, and screw down. Next, plug the resistor into the other communication port. It doesn't matter which port you plug either connection into. Now we can hook up everything to the battery. Starting on the positive side, go biggest to smallest, biggest touching the terminal. The biggest item is the vehicle's main positive cable, followed by the red charger output wire, the red 48 volt input wire from the voltage reducer, and the final wire is the blue wire from the charger lockout. Secure to the battery's terminal and tighten using a 13mm socket or wrench. Same thing on the negative side. The largest item is the vehicle's main negative cable, followed by the black charger output wire, and the final wire is the black wire from the voltage reducer. Secure to the battery's terminal and tighten. Turn the battery on by pressing the power button. The button will illuminate and the battery monitoring display will activate. The meter will display the usable capacity, voltage, and the amp draw. It is also color-coded to represent the state of charge. Finalize your installation by replacing the old charge port. Remove the 4 Phillips head mounting screws. Remove the charge receptacle and replace with the NOCO AC port. You can add mounting screws if you'd like. It is a tight squeeze and it is fine to push in and use. Plug the charger's input wire back into the back of the charge receptacle. Now you can go ahead and replace the trim panels the way they came off. Plug the seat switch back in and then secure the seat to the vehicle. It is highly recommended to run a complete charge cycle before using the battery. Simply plug in a heavy-duty extension cord into the newly replaced charge receptacle. This will activate the onboard charger. It will run a complete charge cycle and shut off when finished. Thank you for watching the Ryobi RM300E lithium battery conversion video. I hope this video answered all of your questions. If you have additional questions or would like to order this battery, please call us weekdays 9 to 5 at the number listed below. You can also shop online at palmettobatterypros.com. I've provided the links in the video's description as well. Please press the like and subscribe buttons. We have more lithium product information and installation videos releasing on a regular basis. Again, thank you for watching until the end, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.